Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now, if you've been following along with our recent explainers, you know we've taken some pretty serious deep dives into the step-by-step mechanics of both mitosis and meiosis. Up until now, we've really just looked at how they function in total isolation. But today, we're mixing things up. Today, we're putting these two absolute heavyweights head-to-head in the ultimate cellular showdown. We are going to lock in the absolute core differences between the two, once and for all. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we get completely bogged down in the complex mechanics, the chromosome counts, the distinct phases, all of that, we really have to establish the ground rules. And we do that by answering literally the most fundamental question imaginable. Why do these divisions happen in the first place? Like, what is the actual biological motivation behind all these microscopic events? To answer that, here is the tale of the tape. We'll untangle these processes using 5 key metrics: the ultimate cellular showdown, purpose and cell types, the math of division, genetics and chromosome counts, and finally, we'll wrap it up with a clear summary of the differences. Starting off with Section 1, the ultimate cellular showdown, taking a macro-level view. Which leads us right into Section 2, purpose and cell types. So, before we even think about looking at the DNA, we need to look at what these processes are actually trying to accomplish on a grand scale for the human body. Because, trust me, they absolutely do not happen in the same places. The contrast here is just staggering. On one side, the whole purpose of mitosis is everyday utility. We're talking growth, repair, replacing dead cells. If you accidentally get a paper cut, it is mitosis that rushes in to heal it. It's the daily maintenance of you. On the other side, meiosis has one singular, incredibly specialized job: sexual reproduction. Its entire existence is dedicated to creating gametes, sperm and egg cells. And because their purposes are so wildly different, they set up shop in entirely different types of cells. Mitosis is the absolute workhorse of the body, and it takes place in what we call somatic cells. Think of the root word soma, meaning body. This means almost every single cell you can possibly think of. Your skin cells, your muscle cells, your bone cells. They are all relying on mitosis right now just to keep you functioning. But over in the other corner of the ring, meiosis is highly, highly restricted. It happens exclusively in germ cells. These are incredibly specialized cells located in just one specific tiny area of human anatomy, the reproductive organs, meaning the testes and the ovaries. Literally, if it isn't happening there, it is not meiosis, period. Moving right along to Section 3, the math of division. Let's count those splits. Okay, we're zooming in past the organs, right down to the cells themselves, just to look at the literal numbers game of how they split. In mitosis, a single parent cell undergoes exactly one round of division, just one, and that leaves us with 2 daughter cells. It's simple, it's effective, it's a one-step process. Meiosis, however, has to go quite a bit further. It takes that one parent cell and pushes it through 2 totally distinct rounds of division, which we call meiosis I and meiosis II. So one cell becomes 2, and then those 2 immediately divide again to become 4 daughter cells. And this brilliantly illustrates the mathematical result of those divisions. It's a profound difference in biological strategy. Mitosis nets you 2 cells, while meiosis actively divides again to net you 4. Basically, mitosis is just making a simple copy, while meiosis is actively dividing and subdividing, all to prepare for the creation of new life. Next up, Section 4, genetics and chromosome counts, diving straight into the DNA. All right, we're zooming in even further now. We are moving way past the cell walls, floating through the cytoplasm, and diving right into the nucleus itself to look at the actual genetic material. Now, the absolute key to understanding mitosis is the concept of a diploid cell, which is often written out as 2N. Mitosis is entirely about sameness. It's about stability. When a cell divides via mitosis, the 2 resulting daughter cells are exact clones. They possess the exact same amount of genetic material as the parent cell that spawned them. And for us humans, that magic diploid number is exactly 46. Every single time your skin cells divide to heal that paper cut we talked about earlier, the new cells emerge with exactly 46 chromosomes, complete identical genetic payloads. They're exact clones. But meiosis plays by totally different rules. It produces haploid cells, which we just write as a lowercase n. Instead of copying the genetic material perfectly, meiosis intentionally cuts the genetic material right down the middle. It essentially halves the payload. So the crucial point is that 23 is the magic number for meiosis. Those four daughter cells, the sperm and egg cells, they don't have 46 chromosomes, they only have 23. And structurally, if you think about it, this makes perfect sense, right? A sperm carrying 23 chromosomes fuses with an egg carrying 23 chromosomes to create a brand new human cell with the full 46.
But the differences in the DNA go way beyond just the sheer number of chromosomes. Because mitosis needs to create exact clones, there's zero genetic mixing. It simply copies. But meiosis requires something really special called crossing over to occur, and that results in cells that are completely genetically unique from one another.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer elegance of how this works. During a very specific stage of meiosis called prophase 1, the homologous chromosomes actually pair up, they physically tangle together, and they trade pieces of their DNA. This wild swapping of colorful genetic segments is exactly why you don't look entirely identical to your siblings. It is nature's way of ensuring that every single sperm or egg cell ever produced is completely 100% genetically unique.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, Summary of the Differences, the core takeaways.
All right, we've covered the macro and the micro, so let's lock this in permanently so you never confuse the two again. Think of this as your master cheat sheet. For mitosis, it's driven by growth and repair. It operates out in the somatic body cells, and it undergoes exactly one division to produce two completely identical diploid cells with 46 chromosomes. Sameness and stability. Now, for meiosis, it's driven strictly by reproduction, it operates exclusively in the germ cells, and it undergoes two distinct divisions to produce four entirely unique haploid cells with 23 chromosomes, having and uniqueness. Boom. That's the whole shebang.
Honestly, grasping the distinction between these two processes isn't just about memorizing vocabulary for a test. It is literally a fundamental pillar of biological science. Understanding this difference is the baseline requirement for understanding everything from how we heal from injuries to modern medical knowledge regarding genetics and inheritance.
But it also leaves us with a fascinating and honestly somewhat urgent biological question to ponder. We know mitosis is essentially a cloning factory, rigorously controlled to replace just exactly what is needed. But what happens to the human body when that exact process breaks its own rules? What happens when a cell simply forgets how to stop multiplying? Well, that is a mystery for our next deep dive. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you on the next explainer.